the evolution of video game consoles. Picture this. It's 1972. Nixon is in the White House. Bell-bottoms are still going strong. And somewhere in a humble garage, the first video game console is born. Okay, maybe it wasn't quite in a garage, but the Magnavox Odyssey saw the light of day. You see, the Odyssey was so ahead of its time, even the Flintstones might have considered it cutting-edge technology. It boasted a whopping 28 games, all of which basically amounted to moving dots on a screen. I mean, if you squinted hard enough and used some imagination, you could almost see a pixelated dinosaur. Next in line was the Atari 2600 in 1977. This was the big leagues, folks. Pong was a thing, and you didn't have to go to a dingy arcade to play it anymore. Home entertainment had evolved from board games and jigsaw puzzles to 8-bit wonders that sometimes, just sometimes, looked like what they were supposed to be. Fast forward to 1985, and here comes the knight in shining 8-bit armor, the Nintendo Entertainment System, or NES. Super Mario surely had his moments of pixelated glory and frustration. Who knew that a pixelated plumber stomping on mushrooms and turtles could become such a sensation? The 16-bit era of the 1990s brought us the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, SNES, and the Sega Genesis. Ah, the golden days when Sega and Nintendo were like the Capulets and Montagues of the gaming world, each convinced that their blue hedgehog or mustachioed plumber was superior. But the flames of this rivalry forged some of the best classics: Sonic, Zelda, and who could forget Street Fighter II? The new millennium ushered in a 128-bit revolution. The PlayStation 2, Xbox, and Nintendo GameCube were all vying for your attention. The graphics were no longer a mere suggestion of what they could be. They were full-fledged 3D wonders. Finally, your parents could no longer mistake a squirrel for a spaceship on the screen. The late 2000s and the 2010s were the era of motion controls and HD graphics. Nintendo Wii, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360 were more than just consoles. They were lifestyle choices. Suddenly, your console was keeping track of how many times you flailed your arms in front of the TV. It was a game within a game. This, of course, brings us to the modern consoles: PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and the Nintendo Switch. These aren't just about gaming. They're about streaming, socializing, and maybe even making you breakfast. Okay, maybe not that last one, but give it a few years. Games today are photorealistic, open-world behemoths, some costing as much to make as blockbuster movies. So, there you have it, the wild, pixelated, and sometimes slightly bizarre journey of gaming consoles. From the Magnavox Odyssey's moving dots to the PlayStation 5's ray-traced wonders. One can't help but wonder what on-screen amazement awaits us in the decades to come. Maybe holographic gaming, or perhaps your next console might double as your personal AI butler. The future is pixel bright, my friends.